the Senator for Meru County, and the Deputy Speaker of the Senate. I want to greet you all in the name of Jesus Christ. As Chair, yesterday, whether you could supply me with the documents or materials as the Senator for Meru County, which has the issue at hand, so that I can be able to follow the proceedings. And you promised to do that today, because yesterday you told me the Secretariat and not compiled all the documents. Honorable Chair, you remember yesterday I sat here throughout the day, but I was just a pedestrian, like those watching from their homes or from the streets. So since I'm here not supporting any of the signs, but I'm here as a Senator for Meru and representing the good county of Meru County. So I'm here as a neutral person, just to listen to the proceedings. Because even after the outcome of whatever outcome from this sitting of this committee, we have a county to protect, called Meru. We shall all retreat as a senator to go back to Meru, and we have a county to live in, because we can't move away from Meru. So, Honorable Chair, I request, if it is humanly possible, let me use the word from our learned friend Dr. Viankoru Mudomi. If it is humanly possible, can you kindly supply me the documents so that also I'll be able to follow the proceedings. Last night, Honorable Chair, as I conclude, many constituents, my constituents from Meru County, were calling me to ask me, our senator, was that document read? Did you see it? Was it the right one? How was it? I could not even tell, was it blue, was it yellow, was it red? So, Chair, so that I can be able to really represent my people who brought me to this house, kindly allow the secretary to provide me with the documents so that I can also be able to follow the proceedings on both sides. I wish this is on record that I'm here not to support any of the sides, but to hear the issues brought to this house, Honorable House, and by the County Assembly of Meru, and the issues which are being also presented here by the county government of Meru. Thank you, Chair.
Honorable Deputy Speaker, you know how much we respect you, and because you always sit in this,
that they are not amenable to have the governor cross-examined on affidavit. And since that's all we wanted to go on record, the matter is resolved. So I can continue if you...
Okay, I've heard you.
But you can hear my friend Abdikadir.
I've heard you. Before I invite your colleague to come, are you really being fair to us? Are you attempting to play mind games? You make an application, we listen to it, and before we make a determination, you then make your own determination, and you say that to be reflected in the record. The list, Council, be humble, Council. You are not the only person in the least you can do. You put your case. Your colleagues have responded. Allow me to fall back to my team. They'll make an input. And if their determination agrees with what you want to be the determination, then be it. If it doesn't, then raise hell. Don't play mind games with us. Common sense.
Came out like I'm playing mind games with the Senate. The only reason I said the statement that seems to have caught you the wrong way is I acknowledge the governor has a certain legal right. She can choose not to take. So even as I make my application, I must be cognizant that she has that right. Yes.
Dr. Mudomi, this house has a long history of a tradition of discharging business. Here, the standard practice is that once you bring a matter to the attention of a committee or the entire parliament, that matter ceases being your matter. It becomes the property of the House. So your application has since become the property of this committee. You will bear with us. We make a deliberation and a decision will be made quickly. Yes, Ahmed?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. In the rules when...
Sorry, Abdikader.
Yes, thank you, Chairman. The rules said once the lawyers on each side were introduced, I thought we had the audience.
Abdikader, I want you to introduce yourself and confirm that you are on the list of advocates on this matter. Once you do that, you'll address us. Please, introduce yourself in full.
My name is Abdikadir Sheikh, appearing with the doctor for the assembly members.
Yes, second part.
Second part.
Are you on the list of advocates?
I think I'm in the list, yes. And when we started the hearing, I was here the first day.
There was also the issue of public participation, on whether the public participation was done in the correct manner, as we had seen the legal team from Governor Kawira Mwangaza saying that there was a bit of coercion on the side of the members of county assembly. Also, the public did not have enough time to do the public participation. And the legal team said they have enough evidence to that effect. So this morning, it will be their turn to counter all those accusations, of course, not just by word of mouth, but of course by presenting evidence, whether they will be having any witnesses taking the stand, whether they will be having any material, written material, whether they will be having any video clips to be played. Then this morning they will have that chance. What we are currently waiting for is for the committee, the special committee that is steering this hearing, to walk into the chambers, take their positions, and of course call the House, in this case, to order and start the hearing. And of course it will be the legal team of Mwangaza taking the time to present their evidence on, or rather before the committee. Governor Kawira Mwangaza, as you can see, she is there, of course, ready to have her team present her and give out all the evidence they have that will be countering all these accusations that have so far been leveled against her. On the grounds that make the charges, there is a ground that she is said to have done roadside appointments of county workers at Timau. There is also another ground that is said to have she did a roadside appointment of county workers at Nkubu. Yet another roadside appointment of county workers at Kianjai. And there is also a legal committee on the Meru municipality. And all these grounds that form the charges, the county assembly legal team yesterday presented their evidence by way of video clips.
It's a matter of procedure. Can the Senator for Kiambu address you as the chair, not Mr. Speaker?
All right, thank you. Chair, Mr. Chair.
Senator Mandago, relax. It's normal to have a slip of the tongue, but in any case, sometimes I can be so imposing that the young Thangwa sees a speaker in me.
Yeah.
Thangwa, can you proceed?
Yeah, probably. So, Mr. Speaker, I'm talking about, all I see is an accuser and the accused. The governor is the accused. The accuser was the mover of the motion. And I believe the accuser was to come with the witnesses. And so the governor herself should also come with her witnesses. So she must stand on the dock. And the moment we started this hearing, the charges were read, and she pleaded not guilty. So how come now the governor cannot stand on the dock to be cross-examined on what she pleaded not guilty? Mr. Speaker, I remember yesterday, and I'm trying to help the council from the governor's side, because now I've started reading mischief. We were doing well. Everything was going on well. But yesterday, I remember there was a Catholic priest. And Mr. Speaker, he said he was here because of how he felt, because of his feelings. I'm trying to imagine the gentleman standing here is also here because of how he's feeling about the governor. So do you want me to judge the governor from how the gentleman feels? So I urge, and I would want to assist the side of the governor. The governor is accused. And the issue here is more egocentric than constitutional. We would want to hear, we are here to see, maybe we must start judging the governor. That's the way she is. She doesn't talk to people. She doesn't want even to hear. I don't want to do that now. But I'm trying to help the side of the governor. The accused should stand there so that we can ask those questions. She's seen on TV making utterances, roadside declarations, and then you tell us to examine a chief officer who is not even per se a civil servant. It's more of an organizer of a government, the caretaker, I don't know whether you understand what I'm saying. So, Mr. Speaker, for this house to be taken, chairperson, for this house to be taken with the seriousness it deserves, the governor must stand on the dock.
Thank you. I think the final submission is from the Senator of Lamu.
Thank you, Chair. Chair, I want to agree with other members that it is the governor that the 62 accusations has been leveled against her. And in fact, the governor was elected by the good people of Meru. They are watching. They want to hear how the governor is going to exonerate herself.
The governor is not accused of issuing letters of appointment illegally. You understand that point?
Yes.
She is being accused of standing at roadsides and proclaiming employment to people. Can you at least understand where the problem with that is? Do you see any problem with that? Given the history that we have gone through with you.
I understand that one.
You understand the history?
Very well, Chair. Through the chair.
No. You can go through my chair now.
Okay.
Just use my chair. There was this meeting at Nkubu that my colleague has referenced.
Yes.
You said that there was a request from that MCA Koome.
Yes.
I want you, because throughout the day you have appeared to be like a truthful person. I don't want to refer you to that page 98 to read word for word what the MCA said. Did the MCA ask the governor to conduct a recruitment at that market from those people?
He did not request for...
there was no such request. Because there was also the question of the market wall.
Yes.
Why didn't the governor issue a tender for the construction of a market wall there and then and identify a supplier there and then? Because that was not the request.
Through the...
no, use my chair.
Okay.
Just agree with me that that was not the request.
That was not the request.
Okay.
What I need to add on this...
Just a minute. We are just having a conversation. You help this committee to understand things.
Yes.
Because, as somebody has alluded to here, if you don't help the committee to see things, your boss goes, you also go. That's what was said.
Yeah.
Let's come to this question of the Timau firefighters.
Yes.
Who in Timau requested for those appointments? Because at least in Kubu you said the MCA asked for them. Who requested in Timau?
It was requested by the community there.
In the video that you played us, because your council played, at least in Kubu, the request and the action. Was there a part in that video where you showed us the request from the community at Timau? Yes or no?
No.
Now, this question of the firefighters, you told us that they are working under this program called Okolea.
Yes.
In the video that you played us, is there any point where your governor makes reference to the Okolea program? In the video you have played before the Senate?
No.
Okay. We go to Kianjai. Who requested the recruitment in Kianjai?
The community?
Do you have that in the material that you've placed before us to see the request just like you did in Kubu?
No.
Okay. Now, let's go to this other accusation because there's the question of the forceful entry into the assembly. We agreed there was a formal invitation, there was a gazettement. The accusation, at least the allegation was made here yesterday, that instead of the governor going straight to the speaker's office to be received, she went straight to the assembly. Is that allegation true? It was made here yesterday.
It was not true.
Yes.
Actually, I was there when she was signing the visitor's book at the speaker's office.
So we have a gap in the videos. We have a gap in the videos that have been presented both by the assembly and by yourselves. Both videos don't seem to show us this journey to the speaker's office. Is it possible that you people have that video of the journey from wherever to the speaker's office? Because we seem to end at the door there where the allegation is being made that there was forceful entry. That's what the assembly is saying. You guys are alleging you walked in a peaceful procession like a wedding. We want to know, is there a possibility that anyone has that video?
We can look for that video.
You can look for it?
Yes.
Then there was this function at Muthara. I think you said it was a funeral.
Yes, it was.
You have showed us everything that everybody else said. They were speaking about the ward fund. Is there a video, because you told us the governor was present at that function, is there a video of the governor's response to what those MCAs were saying at that particular funeral?
Yes, it was there.
Do you want to share it with the Senate, or it's not for our consumption? You only wanted us to see what the MCAs were saying?
We can get it and share.
Okay. Then there is the question of the meeting at the control of budget. You were present in that meeting?
Yes, I was.
Is there any document, a letter, like the one you have showed us from the EACC, on this position that you said the control of budget gave you on the question of the ward fund? Do you have any document in the bundle here that the committee can look at when we retreat?
It is not in the bundle, but we have those letters.
Okay. In your view, what really is the problem with this question of the ward fund? Is it that the MCA is calling it equalization fund, or is it the amount that has been allocated to the equalization? What is the problem in your view?
My problem is...
not yours. What is the problem the MCAs have with what Governor Kawira has given, calling it equalization fund 10 million? Is it the figure? Is it the name? Is it both?
It is the control. The control of one fund, as it is in the case of CDF. Because they want to by CDF is the money that is at the constituency level, and they want a fund that should be at the county, at the ward level, which is nowhere in the wrong.
You do understand even the CDF is not sent to the Member of Parliament's account?
Yes, I do.
Is that what the members of Meru are demanding, that this money be put in their individual accounts? Is that what they're asking the governor?
Not their individual accounts,
yes,
but an account that gets that money from, say, exchequer. You know, the CDF goes to a certain account at the constituency level from the exchequer direct.
That's what they want?
Yes.
Let's revisit this visit to the assembly, please. Is it ordinary when your governor is conducting her business, like when you went to the control of budget's office, was she walking around with a camera crew and a microphone to record the proceedings?
No.
So what was special about this visit to the assembly? Did she know that she was going into for a confrontation that she needed to record? Because I saw from the video there, immediately she arrives at the gate, she started recording and was handed a mic. Was she expecting a confrontation? Or did she
what
go
happened
there
that day was widely advertised, and we had many media houses that were present to do the coverage. That's where even we got some of the videos, including live coverage inside the county assembly.
She was handed a mic for the camera that was shooting that video, but let's move on. to this Ithili humiliation. You know, this humiliation of this.
Spoke
about
MCA
the crowd
committee.
demanding for
Yes.
this MCA to apologize to the governor.
Yes.
What were the crowd demanding that he apologize for? What was his mistake?
The crowd was demanding because
What was his mistake? What was he supposed to say
reference to
sorry
the
for?
activities
What had
of
he done?
19. Their demand was the governor was, the MCAs and thrown some stores to the governor and they petitioned the governor and that's why they were requesting for apology from one of them, one of their own.
That's what the crowd was chanting.
Yes,
And we can discern that from the videos.
yes, we can get that one from the video.
I thank you, Chair. I have no further questions.
Thank you, Chair.
Biko,
Mr. Gato,
Yes,
yesterday we were told Meru is in crisis.
yes.
And maybe report to the
And we were
governor
told that
on why there were wrangles between different taxi operators. What was the treasurer for that committee?
The committee that was formed was from among the members of taxi.
Yeah,
Plus-
I heard the governor say you're the organizing secretary, you're the treasurer. Were they supposed to pay some fines, pay for their sins? What was the treasurer? What was he to
There was an
collect? What was
issue
he to
that they
manage?
also mentioned about the money that they were supposed to pay. I don't know which committee, one of the committee was to pay the other committee. It was antagonist between the two committees, or between the two operators that were being, that was being handled.
Quick one. The speaker, as per the law, is an MCA. And when we are having events, the speaker always speaks in protocol-wise, from the governor, deputy governor. If the national leaders are not there, it's the speaker who comes third.
It's true.
So would we say that the speaker is a spokesperson?
Yes.
So by him
Yes.
conveying what the MCAs have agreed, would you call that partisan?
No.
Okay. You played the video of MCA DMK before he was telling the people of Meru where he was not to vote for the governor. Then you played another video after the election maintaining his stand. Could we say he was right?
Do not light. What I saw in the video, in the two clips, is a personal beef for him.
Personal beef.
Yes.
Second last question. The governor is seen in most videos doing roadside declarations and appointments, which you have watered down that he never employed anybody because there was no letters of appointments or pay slips and all that.
Yes.
Are you calling the governor a liar? He's lying to the people of Meru.
He's not lying, she's not lying to the people of Meru. The only difference that something that is not very clear that I want to make it very clear, governor has been running a program that was there even before she became the women rep of Meru County. That program has been having people that she has employed personally. And she continued that program even after she was elected as the male women rep, and she has continued the same program even after she has become the governor. But now, due to many laws that she has to pray as the governor, that's the time that she delegated the law of ending that Korea program to the first gentleman, who is now ending the entire program that is away from the programs or the employment of operations of the county government
This is
of
an
Meru.
opinion. Okay. And maybe it will help me in proposing some of the recommendations. I would want your opinion on this one. The issue of public participation. MCAs go to the people to ask them whether it's okay for the governor to go. So that is public participation. Then in the issue of the governor employing, is also asking the people, can I employ these people? So why do you think it is okay for the MCAs to ask the people whether the governor should go, and the governor should not ask the people
I
whether he should
reference
employ, she
to
should
the public participation or the employment. I was saying like this.
No. This is not in regards to what you have said. This is, I want to read your opinion.
Yes.
I'm actually trying to help you on this one. This is for you. What I'm trying to say is, do you think it's okay for the MCAs to do public participation to ask the people whether the governor should go, but it is not okay for the governor to ask the people whom she should employ? In both terms, is that public participation? Would you call it?
Yes, and I support in both cases. I've right the do public participation for the impeachment of the governor,
and ask
I've not
them through you speaking almost on my behalf. Number two, I would like us to adjourn for 15 minutes. And at the end of the 15 minutes, the witness stand. The governor will take the first person will be the counsel for the governor. Introduce the governor, ask a few preliminary issues or whatever issues you want to prosecute, so as to open up an entry point for the man who really wanted the witness to take the stand, i.e. Dr. Mudomi. After that, colleagues, I'll manage time. We are approaching midnight now. I'll manage time.
Chair.
No, for real. I'll manage time so that then again we break out for 1 hour for parties to go and prepare their final submissions. They cannot come from what they're doing and then make submissions. We'll need to give them 1 hour. Then thereafter, we come.
Chair, maybe you can stand out the
I'm just about to go there. Witness, thank you very much. You've been a fantastic young man.
Thank you, Chair.
For somebody who's 42 years, you are very resilient, and more importantly, you are very knowledgeable. I don't know what the governor would do without you.
Chair, or what he will do without the governor.
No, I like young people.
Thank you, Chair.
I'm proud of you. Very well. So then that will allow parties to come and then address us. After they finish addressing us, we have to do a closing ceremony. The evening is still very long. Members, you remember that we shall still have to proceed to our rendezvous for report writing. So, Leo. Yes, Edwin?
Chair, just for clarity, all the counsel for the governor will be doing is to introduce her.
Yes.
Because they had given up the right to lead her.
Specifically on the incident that took place at the minority chief's whip's ward, that is Mwenda Ithili. Did you or did you not humiliate and vilify that particular member of
I did not
Congress?
humiliate Mwenda Ithili.
You did not humiliate him. You were seen asking the member of county assembly to apologize. Why were you asking the member to apologize?
I did not ask the member to apologize. It is the crowd or the residents of the area that insisted that the MCA should apologize.
Why would they insist that their member of county assembly apologizes?
Because of the incidents that had occurred previous days.
What incidences are these you're referring to?
The issue at the county assembly of Meru when they walked out while I was giving out my speech.
So the day you were at this ward, was it before or after the attempt for you to deliver the address to the assembly?
It was after.
It was after. Let's talk about the Senator of Meru County, Honorable Kadhuri. Have you at any moment tried to vilify the Honorable Senator for Meru County?
No.
Has there been any evidence brought before this committee indicating or rather showing you vilifying or even mentioning the name of this senator?
No.
There has been an issue about you talking about the Cabinet Secretary of Agriculture, again, has there been any evidence brought before this committee where you are seen talking about the Cabinet Secretary for Agriculture?
No.
But then, Governor, I want to take you back to a video that was played here. And it is seen where you are purported to have said that certain leaders in Meru, specifically the Senator of Meru and the Cabinet Secretary, were demanding a share of your government, and you made certain utterances. Is that correct or not correct?
It is not correct, because from the videos that have been played here, there is nowhere that I've mentioned any of the two said leaders.
But you mentioned not sharing any bread. You said you are not ready for nusumkate. What were you making reference to?
I was making reference to the MCAs who had already demanded that they want a share to themselves, and then they leave the bigger share to me, as we saw from the clips.
So you were making reference to MCAs who had made a request or a demand to have a share of your government?
Yes.
Have you at any time personally made any statements against the person of the Member of Parliament for Tigania East, Honorable Mporo Abori?
No.
You have not. Has the said Member of Parliament ever sought from you an apology or complaint for any form of vilification or humiliation?
Should the staffing of the Okolea program be commingled or mixed with the staffing of the Meru Youth Service?
There is no way that it can mingle or be mixed, because the position that is in dispute is the patron position.
Good.
Who responsibility is to give advice and also
So
support.
when you appointed this husband of yours to patron, were you appointing him as part of the Okolea program or as...
Order, Council. Council, again, let us remain respectful. You cannot refer to the husband of the governor as this husband of yours. You know the proper English.
Chair, I'm profusely apologetic. English is my third language. I didn't mean any shred of disrespect to the governor, and if she is offended, I'm really sorry.
Since it is your third language, I now direct that you withdraw that comment.
Withdrawn, Chair.
And we now want to school you that you are now free to call him the first gentleman, your husband, or your husband,
Chair.
who is the first gentleman.
Chair. Chair, it is not sufficient for the council to just withdraw. The council should withdraw and apologize.
Yes.
Chair, I just apologized profusely, and I told the governor I'm sincerely sorry if she has taken offense at the description.
Apology is noted.
So when you appointed the first gentleman as patron of Meru Youth Service, were you doing that?
A loose tongue.
A loose tongue can cause many problems.
A loose tongue can actually burn down a nation.
Yes.
Honorable Governor, God gave you the victory, and I congratulate you. You are my colleague in the National Assembly. But did God give you the victory in order to go and trample upon everybody, to go vilify everybody, to go abuse other leaders? Were you given that victory, my sister, in order to finish yourself, because I see a process of self-destruction.
Honorable Senator, God gave me the victory. And the word of God says that God will never share his glory with any man. I've tried my best to bring MCAs on board, but the only problem is word fat. The rest that has been rebelled against me is a narrative to cover what the demands are. From the time we started hearing the witnesses from the county assembly, they denied completely about them asking word fat. Until when the video clips were played, we came to understand that the problem was word fat. I have never and I will never fight anyone as a leader.
Okay, I may not understand Kimeru, and yes, Chair, this committee will be faced with a challenge of a very delicate balance of an assembly that will walk out on a governor, an assembly that shows defiance, but also we have seen clips of a governor who is, and it's not me, it's what we have seen in the clips, who is outrageously aggressive on other leaders, seems to be on our part. I mean, the body language can also be interpreted, even if I don't understand the language of Kimeru. But let me go on. No, the Bible also says that pride comes before a fall. I hope this victory will not be the cause for your fall. My sister, I also wanted, and let me just refer you as my sister because you know I am. Because you know this case puts some of us in a very precarious situation. And I have said it on the floor of this house. Because I contested for governorship in Kajiado. And I was hoping your success in Meru will propel me to governorship in Kajiado. But today, 3 months after the election, there is an outcry in Meru. Will really your behavior in Meru help to propel more women into positions, or will it bring us down? These are my worries, my dear sister. You know about the women movement. You know about the women who went before us. Akina Phoebe Asio, Akina Grace Ogot, Jane Kiano, Julia Ojambo, Zipporah Kitony, Charity Ngilu, Martha Karua, and more recently, Governor Waiguru, Governor Cecily Mbarire, Governor Gladys Wanga, Governor Achani, Governor Susan Kihika. You know about the League of Kenya Women Voters? You know about Center for Multi-Party Democracy. You know what it has costed the women of this country to create space for leadership. Will you be the downfall of the women of Kenya? Will you bring because you must see your actions, not just to affect the people of Meru, but to affect the women movement, to affect the girl child, even those we have given birth to. I am sorry to speak this way, because you must be told the truth, that you must be able to tame your tongue. You must be able, now that you are the victor, to know that it is the victor who needs everyone else. It's not everyone else who needs you. It is you, the victor, who needs other people. My sister, I foresee a situation where you are
young Sifuna, he speaks better English than me, who was telling me in the morning that it is expected that when a young person succeeds, he doesn't go through the door of success,